What's up, everybody? Gideonstactical here, doing a review for you via the Gideonstactical Bunker, December 21st, 2012. I guess those mines were totally wrong, and the world did not end because I'm cranking out reviews for you, and the world's not on fire outside. So, here's a review for you of the Kershaw Burst. You clicked on it, so you know what you're watching. So I'll give you some quick specs for you. We got a 3-inch blade. We got it made out of 8CR13 MOV hollow grind. We have a glass reinforced nylon handle scales. We have a closed length of 4 1/8 inch, and an overall length of 7 1/8 inch. And we have a weight of, I believe, 3.4 ounces, made in China. Open assisted. So those are the main specs for you. Let's just jump right into this review for you of this particular blade. I was pretty pumped to get this in. Been looking at it for a while. This is new to the market, 2012, even though we're looking at it late 2012. The blade itself and just how it looks, it just looks mean, man. I mean, it just looks like a dart, looks like a swordfish or something. I mean, it just looks like something that's definitely gonna, take somebody out. And I like that. I like it connects with me and probably to a lot of you buyers out there on a visual level. Visually, you're like, yeah, that looks good. That looks nice. I want to test that out. Take that for a spin. What's going to take to get me into this blade, sir? Well, I'm going to tell you. So we got a stonewash finish, which is nice, a little bit different than the satin finish we normally see. We got this version with serrations. It has the better serrations, in my opinion, for resharpening than some of the other Kershaw serrations, though those other ones are awesome because they don't tear at all. So you can get this in plain edge as well, hollow grind, very sharp out of the box, wicked sharp. You got a nice wedge on the top for great penetration. Maybe not the best belly, but this thing's going to penetrate and stab and pierce really well. Great for just EDC tasks, everyday use, type of stuff. I mean, it's going to do awesome. And the blade design is just mean. Again, like I said, you got this little bone chipper breaker so you can break your kill that you just had, break the bones, and drag it home. Not really. That's just aesthetic. Maybe cuts down on weight a little bit. Who knows? That has no function, that notch, just FYI. Oh, well, that's going to weaken the blade a little bit. No, it's not. Shut up. This is not a pry bar, and you are not going to be sticking this and trying to pry open a door with it. This is not going to take away from the structural integrity of the blade. So if you're thinking that, turn your brain on for 2 seconds, because that is not the case. This is a nice, strong, thick blade. Good, precise tip, but strong enough that I'm not worried about it chipping and breaking. It's got a reinforced tip right here, and I like that. So it's strong, but it's not going to necessarily, I can do my detailed work. Moving on to deployment. No thumb studs. You only have a finger flipper. And it's nice, large, pronounced. Kershaw does a great job with their finger flippers. My only complaint, really, is that this is kind of sharp right there. That little edge right there that I'm touching is a little aggressive and kind of painful, because I love open-assisted blades, and I love playing with them, like I'm sure you guys do, and kind of annoying Miss Gideonstactical in the morning when I'm playing with my blade or whatever. She sits there and says, "Put your blade away." That's a little uncomfortable. I would say get some sandpaper or a file and possibly file that down a little bit, because that angle is kind of uncomfortable. But other than that, I mean, it deploys great. Got the open assist, speed safe that they have on Kershaw's. Whips out every time as authority. And it's just awesome and a blast to play with. But I would recommend filing that down, putting it on a belt, maybe if you have a belt sander or something, just to kind of get that a little smoother and rounder right there. Just uncomfortable with multiple deployments over and over again. So that's the deployment itself. Let's go ahead and look at the lockup. Nice, super strong lockup with a really nice thick liner lock right there. Hits 50% of the blade. No blade play, left, right, up, down. Very solid. Solid. I like that a lot. You do have very minimal milling out inside the liners, and that also brings you to the weight. I mean, for the size, it's not bad, and a lot of you probably don't even care about the weight. 3.4 ounces, not bad. I have no complaints with that weight. That's great for a 3-inch blade, you really can't complain about that, particularly for the price point. We're talking right around $30 or less, so you can't really complain. For under 4 ounces is fine by me. Let's go ahead and look at the ergonomics. Now they did do, yep, you guessed it, it's awesome. Thumb ramp, jimping, love it, dig it. Let's do more of it. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving the jimping. I mean, it's just sweet. I dig that, and Kershaw needs to step it up and do that with more of their blades. And it locks up really well in your hand when you're holding it this way. And for larger sweeping motions and whatever, the jimping is great. And that little thumb ramp is much better than a lot that we have seen. And it does give you a little bit of a thumb rest so that you can choke up and cut like this and do, if you're doing some detail work or whittling, or whatever you would do, that cups and contours to your thumb really nice and feels good. So that part of it, not bad. Then you got your finger choil, acts as a hilt down here. So your lockup is really good. Now this is not, I won't even say a civilian tactical because it's 3 inches. In my opinion, you got to have it over 3 inches for it to be either tactical or civilian tactical. My new term, civilian tactical. I'll do a review on just that term here shortly. But that lockup is good. It's just purely EDC blade, purely thumping on, beating on. Back here you got a Zytel, not glass reinforced type of little filament right there. The texturing handles, not bad. It's got this weird kind of texturing. I mean, G10 is always better in my opinion. I prefer G10, but this isn't bad. And it gives you, some texture. It reminds me a lot of like a Kershaw Clash. And, so I mean, not terrible. And you guessed it, tip up only, which is awesome and the only way I carry my blades. But it's left or right. So you lefties out there are going to love this blade if you're looking for a budget open assist blade. And the pocket clip, no Willy Wonka issues, blacked out. I love that. And rides really super stiff and tight. And it rides right on this little seam right here, so it's not going to tear up your pocket. Rides relatively high, actually. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about that. Let me see if I can get this in here. You can see that's about how much you're going to have sticking up. But a good lanyard hole, that's about the amount. So about 1/2 inch sticking up. And you got some jimping here on the back. And that's really the what I'm going to kind of end with, is the angles are not very comfortable. That's the only complaint I have about this particular burst by Kershaw, is that this angle back here is very uncomfortable to your hand, as well as this angle here. And it's just got very sharp angles on it, and doesn't contour as nice as maybe you would like on your hand. So ergonomically, not terrible, but if we're talking about ergonomics, the Kershaw Volt 2 is a much better ergonomically designed blade, and actually has a little bit better belly. Now this one looks a lot meaner and a lot cooler, but I would say that this one the Volt feels a little bit better ergonomically and will have a better utility blade than, say, the Burst. So the Burst isn't bad, and if you're doing a collection of budget Kershaws, add it to the collection. You're not going to regret it. But if you're looking between the two, I would say the Volt probably is a little bit better. The same weight, same blade steel, all those different things. Very similar knives. Just I think the Volt's slightly better if you're going to pick one blade to go with. The Burst is so ergonomically, and the Volt, because I was trying to decide between the two. I bought both. I like the Volt a little bit more. That's just my opinion. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay equipped, stay prepared. Hopefully this helps you out. I'll see you out there.